It's expensive to be mad.
Welcome to Bravo's Moms Unfiltered, the podcast where real moms spill the tea on all the things Bravo and the chaos of everyday life.
We're your hosts, Allie and Crystal, two Bravo-assessed moms who aren't afraid to say what everyone's thinking completely unfiltered.
From housewives drama to mom life meltdowns, we're here to break it all down with humor, honesty, and maybe a little bit of bitching.
So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready for some unfiltered fun.
The Valley Reunion Part 3. It starts off with Janet and talking about Danny grabbing, basically just was like, made another accusation that Danny has grabbed another woman at the Super Bowl party. And apparently it was a lie. Nia starts yelling at Janet saying, "You're lying, you're making more stuff up." Janet says, "It's not only me on this stage." And so then Michelle chimes in and says, "Well, Brittany did mention that she felt uncomfortable that night with Danny." And then Brittany goes to explain that Danny was like following her around and just making her feel uncomfortable and being flirtatious, but didn't grab her. So Andy made it a point, like, that's not really grabbing. So Janet was like, "Well, it happened at the Super Bowl." So Janet was basically just trying to get Brittany to talk bad about Danny, or kind of like Janet to get other women to step up and say, "I'm not the only one that feels that Danny sometimes does this to other women."
Yeah.
And then Andy asks Danny, does he have a drinking problem? He says no. Jason starts to yell and says, "We all have drinking problems with alcohol." And everybody kind of looks at each other like, what?
Yeah.
You should never accuse people of having a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Brittany says it's not that you're a bad person, it's that you act out of character when you drink, which is it's a good statement. It makes sense when
Yeah.
she says it like that. Like, maybe you shouldn't drink, or maybe you should, like, you know how like as you get older, you only have your certain types of liquor that you've narrowed down.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is what I can drink because the next
Yeah,
day
yeah.
it's not going to affect me. I think in this situation, Danny needs to figure out the liquor that doesn't make him
Yeah.
act out of character.
Act like
For
this,
me,
yeah.
that is tequila. Do not
Yep.
give me tequila, because
Don't give me tequila either.
I will have an alter ego. So
I'm
you
the same way.
can give me, I know my liquor. So I think that is what Brittany,
Was getting
I,
at.
th- y- I think that's what people are trying to say. Just figure out what your liquor, what you go to, and so
Yeah.
you're not an asshole at the
Yeah.
end of the day. So
Yeah.
and then Kristen goes off on Janet and says, "Janet, you're irrelevant and nobody cares about the ring rumor." And I thought it was funny. I thought it was true. Nobody really
Yeah.
cares. It's a ring. Sometimes I forget my ring. I take it off in
Yep,
the
I do.
shower. I take it off at the gym. Take it off when I go swimming. There are multiple times when I've gone to the store, to dinner, to parties, and I've forgotten my ring. You are right. It's not a big deal. Janet, you made it a big deal, so people fed into that big deal. I don't
Yep.
think the ring was a big deal.
I don't either.
Yeah. Jasmine said she snapped on Janet on the beach because Janet called her a snake, which was untrue. They played the retape and Jason was the
Yeah.
one that called her a snake.
And Jason even said that too.
Yeah.
I thought she was right, but yeah, she was proven
I
wrong.
thought she was right too. Jasmine's like, "Play the tape, play the tape,
Yeah,
play
play
that
the tape.
tape." And they
And
played
Andy's
it.
like, if they have it, they will.
Yeah, they will. Jason thinks Janet is an scapegoat for everybody.
Don't disagree.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sheena was a scapegoat for like the
Yes.
first 5 seasons. So Kristen may be right on this whole, like, where are you getting your acting skills from?
Yeah.
So it's working. They call out Jax for his fake burner account
Oh my God, that was so
because
funny.
he messed up and he started commenting on his own page.
Yep. Yep.
Everybody knew that was Jax's fake burner. He even started messaging Brittany, not realizing that he was messaging her from the fake burner account. I
That is
was like,
so
"Oh
funny.
God, you're losing it."
Something he would totally do.
Yeah. Then Andy asked about the whole selling things on eBay. And Jack says, yes, during COVID, I sold a bunch of things on eBay because we had it in our garage. You know how like people, they give them things and
Just
all
keep
that
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
So he was like, why
Yeah.
not sell it?
I mean, he
So
doesn't have
that's
a
what he
bad
did. He
point.
sold Brittany's Jenny Craig bags. Like,
I would have been so mad.
yeah. They talk about Brittany telling Jax about the engagement to Kristen and telling everyone, which I thought was a bad taste. I think
Hmm.
Brittany shouldn't have shared that with Jax because you know what was going to do with that information. Janet and Jason not going to the engagement party was a good move because they knew if they did win, Kristen probably would have like started a fight intentionally so they looked bad.
Yeah.
So Janet got out of that one quickly. Kristen still has some emotions towards Janet when last year she tried to bring Kristen's ex on the show, which was a bad taste. Kristen says that Janet has an alter ego when she became friends with Sheena and Lala, which I agree with. And it was a bad taste for Janet in the whole sexual assault comment,
It
which Andy
was.
did say, raise your hand if you think Janet was wrong for saying that. And not all, everybody raised their hand. I think Michelle did not raise her hand, and neither did
Yes.
Jasmine, because I
Yeah.
think because they used the right verbiage. So Andy
Yes.
asked, and all of them raised their hand except for Jasmine and Michelle because the verbiage was used correctly. So then Andy goes to Jason and says, would this be a legal issue? Would, you know, how bad would it have been
Yeah.
if someone took it to court? And Jason was
Yeah.
like, you can't really take it to court. There's nothing really you can do about it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no jail time or anything. So it's almost like, why use something so
Yeah.
damaging when it's not like if Danny would have, you know, used the R word
Mhm.
and not the sexual assault, the big R
Yeah.
word, that would have been
Yeah.
something different if it would have gotten
Exactly.
to that point.
Point.
Yes, but it didn't. And when someone is remorseful right after their actions, that says a lot about somebody. You know,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
he was remorseful. He does know his actions failed him. Alcohol got the best of him. Does that make him an alcoholic? No. Does that make him a bad person? No. Does he need to work on himself? Yes. Is that for me to say? Is that for me to keep bashing him?
Exactly.
No. Let him deal with it on his own. Don't beat
Yeah,
a
because
dog when he's already done. So,
he'll figure it out.
yeah. And that's what his wife is there for. And you keep bashing and bashing and bashing. What do you want?
Yeah. What he
What
can get
does
out of this.
Janet and Jason want out of Danny? Do they
Yes. Yep.
want him to confess? Because he's already
Yeah.
confessed. He already
Yep.
admitted that he did it. He already apologized. So I don't get what they're gaining from
Yeah. I don't
this.
either. I don't either.
They want Danny to admit that he's an alcoholic. He's not an alcoholic.
No.
I haven't
Like you said,
seen
he
it.
needs to figure what he can and cannot drink
Yeah.
and what his limit is with those. Because I don't
And
think
if
he's an
he's an
alcoholic. I think
alcoholic, you're saying that he's an alcoholic literally drinks around the clock. You
clock.
drink from
Yes.
morning to
Yes.
night. He takes care of
Yes.
his children.
Yes.
He could
Exactly.
lose his children if you are saying that he is an alcoholic.
Yep. Yep.
So that's very
Yeah.
damaging to a father, and he is a great father from what we have seen
Yeah.
on the show, and I just don't understand where Janet and Jason are coming from. And it's
I
not
don't
a
either.
good
I
place.
No, and I was wondering, do they know something we don't know? And that's why they're saying this? Like, is there more to the story that they're not
Yeah. Like,
saying?
is something
Or,
else
like
gonna come out?
yeah, yeah.
Because
That's what I
Jax
was
did make
wondering.
it a point, you know, like, they have a great PR, they have, like, a
Yeah.
super team behind them.
Yeah.
So maybe something else does come out in the next season, but for right
Yeah.
now, I'm with Team Nia and Danny because,
Yep.
like,
I am too.
yeah. And then, so carry on. Mandy makes everybody say something nice about each other.
Yeah.
And they do. And that's when Zach unblocks Janet to show progress. And then this is the end of the reunion, and they all have baby bottles filled with some type of drink. So,
You forgot he brought up Jesse's current girlfriend.
Oh,
And s
yeah.
um, and I forget what he said, why he brought it up, but basically saying, like, basically, if she's at a Bravo event, she can be filmed, and if she was here, I would make her up. So and I thought that was good that he said that because he's 100% right. If you're there, you're gonna get filmed. Like, don't go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she showed up after the Zen party because it was her birthday party.
Okay.
And Jesse had missed the birthday party. So she had come to join Jesse, to be with Jesse. And then apparently everything got heated from there. And something about when Aaron got wasted, Aaron somehow got involved. So it just became
Oh,
a whole
Michelle's.
fight. Well, she just
Yeah.
put out in the blogs that she's like, play the tape, play the tape. You can see that I'm acting normal. It was Michelle was the one that went crazy.
Oh,
So
because
yeah, play the
Bravo was
video.
filming?
Mhm. So watch what you say because Bravo will play that tape.
Oh, yeah. That was shown on
And she's
previous
stating that
reunions.
she didn't send anybody to court. The only thing sent was a letter to stop
With a cease and
defamation of her
desist.
name or something,
Oh, yeah,
accusing
yeah.
her of being a bad or treating the kid bad, something like
Isabella?
that. Yeah, Isabella. Yeah, I missed half my notes. Oh my gosh, I scrolled all the way down. Nia, yeah. They also said Jason is a work comp attorney.
Is
Kristen
he? I
made it
missed that.
point. Danny says he never slept with the bartender. Luke said that you did bring a woman from your work to a bar I was at. So that's how that
100%
rumor
he did.
started. Jack says I never slept with her, which
He
is
did.
probably a lie. If you
Yeah.
most likely if you're out with a woman, that 99% that woman's gonna sleep with you by
Such
the end of the night.
exactly. Exactly.
'Cause that's all you're going for. You're not gonna
Yep.
pity party, take
Yep.
someone on a date, and not sleep with them,
Yep.
Jax. That's not your personality. Yeah, Andy did snap and said, "I would throw a mic on her too." The people in the back were doing their job. So something
Yep.
must have happened.
Something happened, yeah.
Something happened, so we'll wait, we'll see. So yeah, that's how it ends season 3.
Yeah.
Or
It
reunion.
was it
Reunion
was a good reunion.
season 2. It was good.
I think it I think I liked it because Jax missed half the season, so we could actually hear from him, and I think that's why I felt like it was a good reunion. And he
And it
actually
wasn't all about Jax.
exactly. It wasn't all about Jax, but OC, episode 5. So Gina bought another house, or was she in a townhouse before? Anyways, Gina has bought a bigger house with Travis. She has a little housewarming party. It was brought up that Tamara showed Heather a fat photo of Jen. I don't know why she was doing
Stupid
that,
photo.
but
It's a good
yeah,
photo of her. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So, I mean, she looks great now.
Yeah.
But so that was brought up. Tamara is really going through it this season because of Teddy. And she said when they were in New Orleans, Teddy fell down the stairs and they didn't know why at the time, but they found that it was because of her tumor because I guess it was like pressing on her brain or something. And then Heather went to Paris for 2.5 days. I would love to go to Paris just for 2.5 days and just come back. I guess Max is living there, so she went to visit Max. While they're at Gina, she tells them that she's planning a trip to New Orleans for the girls. Emily's confessional outfit. Who told her to wear that? And who approved that? That is bad. Did you see
It was a
that?
bad
That like
look.
that is bad all around. And I know those
It
have to
was
get
bad.
approved. And who approved that?
It
What?
was bad. It went all over. It went national.
Oh,
It went,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
GIF mode,
It's
like, they were making
everywhere.
fun of her. She went from
Yeah,
Ozempic to, like, steroids,
yeah,
is what
it
it looks
looks
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been working out a lot, but I just that outfit was not the choice. Like, a jacket or something would have looked a lot better. Um, Jen says she has received no money on her divorce settlement. Her ex hasn't paid her a dime. But they are divorced, right? Jen and her
Who?
ex. Jen and her ex. They're divorced, right? But he's just not giving her any money. So that means that
I
what's his
don't
name?
think are they? I don't know if they're fully divorced yet. Because in the episode, remember they were talking at the gym because he's still paying for her lawyer fees. So I don't think the
Oh, yeah,
divorce
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
completely
yeah.
finalized. I think the
But he
child support is.
is finalized, okay. But
Yeah, they're still.
he is paying a lot for her and the kids. And I still wanna know where
Who?
his money comes from. Her fiancé. What's his name?
Jen's fiance?
Yeah.
Like what he did?
Um, yeah, but, like, where's he getting this money from?
He
Because she
isn't
has
he
what,
like
how many kids? Like 5? 5 or so kids, and she seems like to be a little high maintenance
but
with all the stuff that she wants, so I can't imagine that it's cheap, you know what I mean?
do they all live with her though? I don't think they all live with her.
I think they come in and out. 'Cause her
Okay.
oldest is going to, something in the military, I think. Shannon says she doesn't want a relationship, but I totally felt like she 100% does. She's just kinda saying that to say it, but I feel like she's a relationship girly, but she can't find anyone. The girls get to New Orleans in 2 groups. The first group, I think, is Gina, Gretchen, Emily, and Katie. So they get there first. They end up going on, like, a little boat cruise, and no one knows that they're on the Mississippi River. They're all like, "What is this body of water? Is it a lake? Is it a river?" And the producer like, "It's the Mississippi River." And they're like, "Oh, I had no idea." So
Oh my
Tamara,
god.
Heather who is it? Tamara, Heather, Jen, and Shannon come on the next flight over. So they go to dinner at, like, a haunted restaurant, and they sit down, and I think they're just asking Jen how she was doing and if her ex and her fiancé have ever talked, and Jen said they actually did talk for the first time and it didn't go well, and Jen said because of that talk, she's gonna get, like, reprimanded from her ex, and basically he's not gonna give her any money, not that he already was, but he's gonna, like, stop all contact with her and everything, and I'm like, "That's terrible." Just because of that, but
Yeah. So
and again,
Jen's
it
fiance, he's a broker. He's a vice president for an
mm.
operations at a brokerage. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Carry
because of
on.
the whole FBI thing, right?
Yeah.
That they brought up last time, okay. And then while they're at dinner, Gina said Travis's ex-wife is contacting her ex-husband and her son while they were in New Orleans. Because remember she says she's having so many issues with Travis's ex-wife, and then they show a clip that while they're on the boat, she stepped aside and takes a call and asks someone if their son is with them. So I don't know why his ex-wife is doing this, but I feel for her.
Wait, okay. So Gina's boyfriend's
Travis's
ex-wife
yeah,
is contacting Gina's ex-husband
yep, and her son.
and her son. Her son's how old? That
He's
can't be
young, I
legal.
thought.
You
No.
can't contact children if you're an
Well,
adult. I can't
and then
rent like
she made a comment, and I didn't totally understand this, but she made a comment that so and so is not in school still because of the mom.
oh yeah.
And
She's not
I
taking
think that
care
was
of
one
them.
of and I think it was one of their kids, you know what I mean, Travis and his ex-wife, but she didn't really go much into that, so I'm like, what is happening there? Is she, like, crazy? Does she have something that's, like, making her go crazy? Like, it sounds like there's really a lot more to that story.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, yeah,
So that's
last
all
year he had to leave the house. He left the house because it was so bad.
yeah. Yeah, she kicked him out because she's like, "I just can't deal with your ex-wife. Your ex-wife is just" so but that's all I have for OC. They're just getting started in
Okay. I looked it up and Jen is currently divorced, fully
she
divorced.
is finally.
She gets 4,600 a month for child support and she gets seven on top of that 1,700 a month for spousal support, which she'll terminate when she gets remarried. So
Yeah.
they do share joint custody of all 4
Mhm.
children.
But he lives somewhere else, right?
Yeah, she says the children all live with Jennifer.
And are her and what's his face married yet?
No.
I wonder if she just won't get married so she can always get, like, that spousal support.
Well, I think in order to finish everything, he can also pull the card. Well, she's married, she's already financially stable, and the judge could
But
always
he
say, like,
could.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he just say, like, she's just doing this to put me in a financial strain.
Yeah. Yeah. Financial burden.
Get it.
Yeah.
McBee, episode 7. They start off, Casey has a great baby shower. It was very cute. The ladies talk, and one of them mentions, I think one of the Like, Steve's aunt maybe shows up, I think, to the baby shower and says that Steve is meeting the boys in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And mom just like her face just like draws a blank because
Oh,
they failed to
she's
mention that he was gonna be there.
yeah, she's concerned because of that.
Because now
They
she
they
knows
they
how
didn't
the night, yeah,
yeah, and they didn't tell any of the girls either. Like,
they
any
didn't tell
of the
any of them.
fiancés, baby mamas, no one, yeah.
Because they would be like,
They just
"No,
said
you're not going.
yeah, they just said, "We're
You're
going
not
for a
going."
work trip," and that's it.
Yeah. So, and then the guys head to Tennessee and they have dinner with dad and Galena and like a whole bunch of other business people.
Yeah.
And dad puts his 2
So
cents. Huh?
was that a business dinner or a birthday dinner? I was confused.
So I think they met with the spice company, and then after the spice company, they all went and had dinner. So I'm not sure who was all there, but it may have been
Okay,
like important people from the spice.
okay.
And then also it was Jesse's birthday too. So
Yes,
they were
yeah,
gonna start the party after the dinner or the lunch.
okay.
Um, so during that lunch, Steve Jr. tells dad that Galena and mom made up and they are cordial and they're going to work together. And Steve is like, "Oh, that's really great. I'm glad that we can all be adults." And I'm just like rolling my eyes at this narcissistic
Yeah,
man. Like, you know what you've
yeah,
put your family through, your sons through,
exactly.
women, and just like, you are just a hot piece of trash. Sorry,
He
but you
is.
are.
No, he is.
Um, Dad said he's trying to wrap up projects in Tennessee before he comes back home, which I think all the car washes are in Tennessee, if I'm mistaken or something. That's what he's up there. He handles the car washes.
Is that what he
And
was doing? I
then,
was wondering.
yeah, the car washes are in Tennessee. And then the farms are in the farmland. In the farmland. That makes sense.
In the farmland.
Galena is just drinking her way and laughing and kiki and
My
haha.
gosh, yeah.
It was crazy they sat 'em right next to each other. I was just
Oh,
like, "You know that's not gonna end well with Masha."
oh, yeah, yeah,
So then
100%.
his phone starts going off and Bravo is smart and they go, "Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding."
yeah.
So then he leaves and goes to the bathroom with his mic on and starts yelling at Masha and is like, "What are you doing? I haven't seen my son in months. Like, stop calling me. Don't come over here." And just like really loud. And they're like there are other people in the restaurant. So it's like, oh
Yeah,
my God,
that
word.
was uncalled for,
Masha's
yeah.
laughing. Masha's like, I'm enjoying every minute of this.
Minute of this, yeah.
Yeah. So then he gets back and he apologizes. So then the boys end up going and renting the party bus that night. Obviously, we know what happens. They head to the bars, start their shenanigans. During the bar, Cole calls out Casey saying that she's called me 44 times.
I mean, what if something happened? What if she went into
Exactly.
labor? Like, call her back. She is
Exactly.
pregnant.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I
that made
can't.
me
I
so
can't.
mad.
Yeah, because he's trying to make her look out like a psycho, and I'm like, "This woman's
Yes.
pregnant. There's nothing
Yeah,
psycho about her. She is
yeah,
growing
there's
another
nothing psycho
life."
about her.
Oh my
She's
God.
carrying your
So
child.
and the fact that the boys, like, said, "Don't answer it, put your phone away," makes me even
Yes.
more upset
Yes.
because that is a woman who is having a baby who could miscarry, and she coulda had the
Yeah.
baby early because of this whole situation.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-mm, bad move.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Ugh, I was so upset. I was like, "What a-holes?" Like, ugh, it's just
Yes.
the stigma, and it's the stigma
Yeah.
of men and the trueness of it, and, anyways, Cole messed up and did not call before bed, so he's even in more deep trouble with her.
That was bad too.
Yeah, I mean, Casey has a beautiful baby photo shoot too, which I thought was really pretty. I cannot believe he wasn't there for it. I think
Yes, I would have been
that's
mad.
another moment. Yeah, that's another moment. So Masha shows up the next morning at the house and she fights with Steven and storms off. It's so awkward because all the boys are
That
like in the
was
living room. They like, respectfully say hi. She goes up,
yeah.
she yells, and then she leaves. And I'm like, what? Like Russian are crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. And then they all look out the window in the apartment and they notice that Steve and Steve Jr.'s trucks have been smashed. Nothing was
Hey,
stolen.
do you
Yeah.
think that was Masha?
I mean, it wouldn't put it past me, but yet it's crazy because why would she do that
But then
knowing
so,
that
like,
she's gonna look stupid because that's the exact same thing
that Galena did.
Galena did to her.
Yeah.
So it's almost
Yeah.
like you can't, you know. But did Galena do it to make Masha look bad?
'Cause she was there. She was in New Orleans. She
Mhm.
was,
And she's done it
so
before. So
yeah.
there was nothing stolen out of the car. So we know
Yeah,
it
which
wasn't
so
intent to steal.
that makes me think someone either was targeting them because maybe it had, like, McBee on it and they don't like the McBees, or they couldn't tell which one was Steven Senior's car.
Yeah,
So they were like, "Well, F this, I'm just gonna do both," you know what I mean?
right.
So,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe next episode they'll figure out who crashed into the car. Maybe
yeah.
they have cameras. It would be smart to have cameras right outside. They
I would
head
assume that they
home.
did, right?
Yeah. They head home and they get a cold shoulder from the wives. Cole lays his head
Yep.
on Casey's tummy, and you can see her stomach literally kick him off.
Yep. Yep.
She was like, "No, sir. You made my
Yeah.
mommy mad. Where have you been? You smell like
Yes.
alcohol."
Yeah.
So that was like it was a moment, it was a cute moment, but it was also a mother nature moment because kids will always have their mom's back.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Steve and then Steve Jr. and mom meet up for coffee. And basically kind of was just like, I think she said it in a nice way. She was like, you know, you had your fun.
Yes.
I get that you're single, but it doesn't mean that your brothers are single. So you need to be
Yeah.
a good example. And
Yeah.
then Steve Jr. goes off on her. And it's the exact same going off, the exact same wording, the exact same narcissistic traits that he did with Cal
That
when they were in the
yeah.
Ozarks.
Yeah.
And she just got up. She's like, "I'm not doing this. You don't talk to me like that. I'm your mom."
No, you don't.
Which
Exactly.
I don't even care if you're a mom. You don't speak to any woman like that.
No.
I don't care if you're single and alone. Go make friends who else are single. You don't drag your brothers in it so they can get in trouble because you no longer have a woman to fight with. You want your brothers to have women do something so they can be fighting and break up their relationship. And that's
Yeah.
toxic. You don't want a friend like that. You don't want family like that. It's not good to hang around with. Your mom was right for telling you that, you know, plus you're taking over the business. You can't be doing that or else you're gonna
You
end up
can't
like
be.
your dad,
Yeah.
an FBI
Yeah.
investigation. So I'm proud of mom for just walking away. And the
Yeah.
worst part is when she walked away, he had a smirk on his face and he called Jesse and Cole and was like, "Mom
Yeah, he
just walked
did.
out of here." And
He
I was
did.
like, I would smack that smile right off of your face.
Yeah.
Like it was like a moment like, ugh, ugh. Oh, I just wanted to choke him. And then at the very end, it ends with he's texting Cal
Of course.
and walks out of the restaurant. So he
Yeah.
fights with his mom. His mom says, "I'm not taking this from you," because he doesn't have because usually it probably would have been Cal. He probably would have came home and fought with Cal
Yep.
and him.
Yep.
But since she wasn't there to have the brunt work,
Yep.
now it's mom. Mom's like, "I'm not
Yeah.
dealing with it." So,
And
I
she
think
shouldn't have to
yeah,
deal with it
no woman should have to deal with it, and I'm glad that he's on TV because it's gonna be very hard for you to get a woman that's gonna
after
tolerate that.
this. Yeah.
We get stronger every year. So,
Mhm.
anyways, so that's how that episode ends, and we'll see. Alright, that was a lot.
Below Deck episode 11. Kyle, who's one of the deckhand, celebrates his birthday. And he's telling his fellow coworkers, crewmates, that he may have sex with this charter guest named Helen, even though her husband was nearby.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Her
yeah,
husband was there?
yeah. Well, because they're charter guests, so they're on the boat. So the crew and even captain learn about this rumor. At dinner, Kyle disappears and is later discovered in the men's room having sex with a woman named Martine. And one of the other deckhands just snaps a photo and exposes the moment of them. He returns to the table and tells them that Martine was way better than Sloane, who is the Brazilian girl who's only worked on the boat for like 24 days ever. So of course that's
Bless
gonna
your
start
heart.
drama. Jess, who is gay, admits that she messed up her relationship with both Salone and Barbara, who are two girls on the boat, and she tries to make things right with them because she's basically letting them both on, but then they both see her making out with the other girl and they both get upset about that. So Jess ends up with Barbara, who is one of the what do you call them? The crew people, not the deckhand. And they kiss under the covers. Captain Carey confronts Kyle about the whole sex rumor with one of the guests, and he says nothing happens. Captain Carey is trying to decide if he should fire him or not, but he does not have enough evidence, so he does not end up firing him. But the guests leave a 22,000 tip, which is very low from other tips they've received this season. So that is all that I have for them.
That's crazy.
All right, Miami.
All right, let's go with Miami. This is going to be Miami. We're going to do recap of 9, 10, and 11. So, episode 9, Adriana and her dog situation was weird.
It's weird. We didn't need that.
No, we don't want it again. Bravo. Don't show
No,
it. Don't show it with any other animals.
no,
I
that was
wouldn't want
weird.
it from a human being. What makes you think I want to
No,
see a dog do it? So,
yeah,
no, don't do
that
it.
was
It's
weird.
bad taste, bad juju.
Yeah,
Whoever thought of it, whoever came up with it, needs to go back to the drawing board. Because I agreed with Lisa. I was like, nobody, the dog doesn't care, you know?
the dog
A
doesn't
dog is a
care. No,
dog. Yeah, the
yeah,
dog doesn't
yeah,
care.
no, that was so
S
weird.
It was so weird. I was like, oh, I guess she's dying to have a storyline.
Yeah, because she's still a friend of,
Um,
right?
yeah, I think she's still a friend.
Yeah,
Basically Marisol and Adriana kind of make up, but kind of like they're like, I don't want to fight with you because there's too many other people fighting that we need to bring together to enjoy our trips and our meetings and parties and stuff. So that was a kind of cute moment. Marisol still bashes Adriana though in the
yeah.
confessions. So she's still doing her dirty work behind. The girls plan a trip to Spain. I'm gonna say Spain because I don't know how to say Seville.
Sav
Seville.
Seville, yeah,
We say it wrong. I'm American. Get over it.
yep.
They plan it for Alexia's birthday. Part of the episode, Gertie is still dealing with her insecurities and her intimacy with her whole cancer treatment. I just have to tell you, patience and time, Gertie, patience and time.
Mhm,
I mean, the more you put stress on your body, the more it's going to show. And I think,
yeah,
don't let it get to you because in time, your body will heal with the right people on your side and the right treatment. Julia mentioned to Stephanie at the dinner that they are struggling with her older daughters
that
and the
surprised me.
and the family dynamic with the adoption. So apparently Julia's daughters are not talking to them right now because apparently they weren't aware that they were adopting kids or wanted to adopt kids, which it's kind of really not up to them because they don't live with her. Remember,
No,
I think the last season, the last one moved out and went
yeah,
to school in Europe. So it's
yeah,
almost like I mean, whether we told you or not, we're not going to change your mind. I
yeah,
mean, so it's almost like I don't understand. Are they just picking a fight to pick a fight with her? So we'll see where that goes. They had a preppy lunch, so everybody had to dress up like a preppy schoolgirl. It started nice, the food and everything, and then it ended up in tragedy. We do find out Adriana is going to school. She's taking her master's in psychology at a
yeah, that was
Harvard.
interesting.
Yeah, so she's doing online classes right now. I think she said she graduated because she said the spring, so that means just
She
recently
should
she
be
would
done,
have
yeah.
Yeah, so let's see if she posts her, you get a certificate or diploma. So let's see how far that goes. Gertie and Julia still have problems, and they're still trying to work them out. Alexia and Stephanie, I agree with everybody. They're both alphas. They want to see whose private parts are bigger. tits. I'm gonna say tits. I put the other word, but I'm gonna say whose tit is bigger. Tits are bigger. But it's so funny because like after they fight and they scream who's louder at the end, they're always like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have
I'm
done that."
sorry.
So I'm just like, what was the whole fight? What were you guys fighting about? Again, the whole private plane seating thing was crazy. I didn't get Stephanie's I guess I
Yeah.
got her ulterior motive. She was trying to get Alexia and Marisol to separate so she could get one-on-one with one of
Oh,
them.
that makes sense. Okay.
And they both wouldn't do it because they were best friends. And she didn't want to take both of them together. So both of them said no. And that whole debacle. So half of them rode coach on a plane, and the other one half rode on Stephanie's private plane. And then that's when episode 10 shows up. And in episode 10, Alexia announces that she's lived in Spain for 10 years. I think when she was like, she said 7 to 17, she lived in Spain. And then Lisa didn't show up. She missed her plane. Apparently, she was in St. Bart's with her boyfriend and
Jody.
her lawyers for her divorce. Yeah, Jody. So I didn't get that whole thing. I'm hoping
Yeah.
that at the reunion, Andy will put her on blast on what really went down because I think there's more to that, like why Lisa had to take a train and stuff. And then half of them fly private, half of them fly coach. They all land in Spain. They end up at the Radisson Hotel, which I do want to shout out. They are great hotels and they are very beautiful. I was really surprised that all the women agreed to the Radisson because yeah, so I was just really surprised. I was like, wow, they're staying at the Radisson. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um Julia has a new nickname for her. I've named her the little birdie because after they get into the hotel, she starts telling Alexia they were talking about her. Whether it was good or bad, she just says, "Hey, hi. I'm glad you made it. We were all talking about you." And I'm just like, "Why would you tell her that? She just got
Yeah, why
off
would
of
you tell
like
her that?
a 16-hour flight
Yeah,
on
there's no need.
coach. She's not going to be happy."
No, especially
So
being jet lag and everything.
yeah. I get Julia's trying to be a good friend, but maybe you could have said it like when she put her bags in the hotel or maybe when just not the right time. So
Yeah,
it
just
kind of
not.
makes you look like a drama stir, a pot stir.
Yeah.
So they all go to dinner except for Lisa. She's still missing. They have this musician that comes in during the dinner and he sings this really loud song from the heart. And Marisol and Alexia start bawling their eyes, but the rest of the women feel very awkward. It was a beautiful moment. More power to him. I could never do that. So, and then Stephanie and Alexia get into it again, and then they make up. So that was the dinner. And then the next morning or that night, they all head home. They head back to the hotel. Lisa finally shows up. She couldn't get a train or a plane ride into the Spain, so she had to go to Madrid, and then from Madrid she had to take a train ride by
Jeez.
herself, alone, with her
Jeez.
luggage. I would have loved to seen that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and then Marisol and Alexia called her out, saying that it's rude and disrespectful. It's not only rude and disrespectful, it's like, "You're our friend. You're gonna have me stressed and concerned," you know? Like, if my
Yeah.
child doesn't text me when he checks in, I'm gonna freak out. So for Lisa just to, like, ignore all the women and
Yeah.
not keep them updated, it is rude. It is respectful, and now I think she's doing it like, she's doing it on purpose.
Did she say why? I haven't watched this episode yet. Did she say why?
She said she was in St. Bart's and her and Jody had already planned this, like, lavish, like, 10K a night villa, and she was with her lawyers that are representing her in the divorce, so she
Okay.
had to, like, be with them for divorce issues, which later in the next episode, she, like, has some issue, but I think it's all a game. So, yeah, she does explain it, but it's, like, bits and
Why were
pieces.
they in States though?
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
weird.
That's the key. Lisa didn't wanna talk about it. She was all like her bubbly self, like, "I don't wanna talk about it, let's just here to have fun." Which I do give her props for showing up. I give her props
Yeah.
for, taking the train. I give her props for Jody not showing up. So she tried. I give her that. Um, so then that's how the episode ends with Marisol and Alexia just kind of like calling her out and Lisa kind of just like trying to say, I don't want to talk about it. And then episode 11, they all meet up downstairs before they go do the next activity. Larsa says that that's how we find out that Lisa was in St. Bart's, because Larsa says, oh, how was St. Bart's?
Mm,
And she says, Lisa's like, that's not the reason I was late, but it is
yeah.
because you were just in
Yeah.
St. Bart's. So the group splits up. One of them goes to a flamingo dress shopping and the other ones go to eat in the market. During the ride to the meat market, Alexia admits that she has tasted balls because Spain is known for
Oh, yeah.
bull riding. So Spain is, the capital of bulls and stuff. So I thought that was funny. I would never. Don't recommend it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would
The
either.
girls get Marisol away from Alexia, and she ends up going with the flamingo dress shopping group. And Stephanie points out that it's a different dynamic when you get Marisol by herself. Marisol
Yeah.
speaks for herself and has
Yep.
her own, like, she makes it a point, like, if Alexia likes chocolate chip ice cream, Marisol says she likes chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah.
But then if you get her by herself, Marisol really doesn't like chocolate chip ice
No.
cream.
Yeah.
So that kind
That's a
of
good
dynamic,
point.
which I thought
Yeah.
was very, very smart, very on point. Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
Kiki at the market has a breakdown, and I'm going to tell you right now, like, you better leave Kiki alone. If you're listening right now over there in Haiti, you leave that woman alone. She has a heart of gold. She breaks down at lunch because she does a lot for her family in Haiti, and she does all the paperwork, she does all the money, she gives them some money and stuff like that. So she's had a couple of her family members been able to come over to the States and has been able to get the paperwork and pay for them to come.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then the other half that hasn't been so successful with getting them over or not being able to pay for them have been threatening her. And I'm like,
Jeez.
what?
That's crazy.
So, yeah, she's going through an emotional real life,
Yeah.
like, let's not fight over blocking people on Instagram. She's fighting with her family because her family just wants, her to spend, doesn't understand what it takes to come over, the proper documentation and everything. So she broke down, I feel for you, Kiki, and I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. And I hope it gets better. Larsa and Lisa have a fight over the whole Marcus situation again. And now I think Lisa's just doing it for a story. And
Yeah, I think
Lisa's
so
like, well,
too.
I'm not going to be told what to do. But at the beginning of the season, they got together at the fashion show and they went to party. And Lisa was like, I'll block, I will delete him. And she still hasn't done it. So I don't understand her motive. I really don't, Lisa. Like, you're either her best friend or you're not her best friend. Best friend, yeah, I would have deleted him. I wouldn't even be his friend. I'm not friends with your husband on any social media. I'm not maybe a few. Like, there are a couple of best friends that I am friends with the husbands, but you don't need to be friends with him. Delete him. There's no need.
Yeah. There's no need. Yeah.
Uh, there's no need. And especially after the comment that he made last season where he said none of the women would be good enough to even wash my dishes. Watch your
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Cuz that's inappropriate. You don't say that ever. Your shit does not stink. Kind of like attitude needs to go away. Jody gets on the mic and says Larsa almost broke them up in confessions,
Wow.
which, yeah, I don't understand why Jody is blaming another woman for your relationship problems. I think you guys are fighting and you guys want to blame it on somebody else, and Larsa seems to be have a target on her back
Yeah, her back. Yeah.
because I think Larsa may be the reason Lisa and Jody got together.
That's what I was wondering.
So I wonder if that story is going to unfold. The ladies meet in the morning and they talk about girl code. Everybody agrees that Lisa needs to delete Marcus, which, come on, Lisa,
Just do it
do
at
it.
this point. Like, there's
Do
what
it
are you
at this
waiting
point so
for?
they shut up. It's not that hard.
No.
So the car ride gets heated because Julia makes it a point to yell at Lisa and say, just delete it. You already said you were going to unfollow him, unfollow him. And she's like, I'm not going to do what people tell me to do. I'm like, okay. So that whole debacle. That night, they end up taking a flamingo dance class, which I thought was a healing moment. I loved it. They head back to the hotel and get ready for a fancy dinner and dress up. They all get to the restaurant, and Larsa says Jody has. Before they get to the hotel, though, there was an incident in the elevator between Lisa and Larsa about the
Mhm.
stupid thing again. And from that incident, Lisa texts Jody, and that ignites him to start texting Larsa and threatening her with aggressive text messages. Now, I don't know what it is about men on the Bravo where they feel that they get comfortable enough with women, but may I remind you that we are a vessel into the world. We make up the world, the human
Yeah.
population.
Yeah.
So please show some respect, and if that is the way that you want to go towards a woman, I can only imagine how much you respect your mom. Because just be the bigger person, walk away, Jody.
Yeah,
Why do
just
you
be the
have to
bigger
send her
person.
aggressive text messages if what she's saying is not true? If she's saying something that's true, that's going to trigger you and you're going to act in a defensive mode. So you are looking very guilty, Jody, which I understand Bravo loves to do. Speaking from what Todd has just posted on Bravo, I don't know if
What'd
you
he
saw
post?
that.
No, what'd he post?
Oh my God, Todd has posted literally 4 or 5 videos together on Instagram.
Alexa?
Yeah.
What? What did he post?
Yesterday or the day before yesterday, whenever this last episode just aired, he basically said everything's a lie. He said he's going after Bravo. He's going to sue him. He's like, I pay for everything. He pays for Alexia where she lives. She pays all his bills. She pays Peter's bills. He pays everything. And for Bravo, and he's like, I understand Peter's got to do what he's got to do to get a paycheck. And he basically said if it wasn't for him and who's the other one?
Frankie.
The Frankie,
Frankie.
Peter and Frankie wouldn't be getting checks from Bravo.
What?
So he's like, I'm suing you, I'm taking your core, and everybody's going to find out the truth. Let's see how it
That's great.
happens. During the dinner, Marisol compliments everyone and getting along, except for Lisa and Larsa, of course. Lisa starts getting these text messages, which I think they're from Jody. Like, Jody must be on
Is
his little
texting
high
Lisa.
horse
Wow.
because now he's texting Lisa about you need to sign these marriage documents. They need to be notarized within
Wow.
the hour. So he must be upset, A, that he's not with her, and
Yes,
B,
100%.
he just went off on Larsa and now he's going off on Lisa. And apparently he told Lisa that Larsa was calling and texting him. So we
Jeez.
need to find out the real story next episode.
Yeah. I need
Which
to
is
watch
it?
this episode.
Yeah, this episode, the last of it's crazy. So anyways,
Yeah.
that's how the episodes go. It was a short but sweet 3 episodes. I do
Yeah.
see the reunion seating chart.
Yes, let's talk about that. What are your thoughts? Because look who is right next to Andy.
I know, yeah, Stephanie made it. Stephanie and
Alexia.
yeah, I know. That's crazy because usually newbies don't get first seat. So I wonder if this will be her last season.
So I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about how Stephanie got casted. So she was originally going on to one of the Spanish networks for, I think, something to do with her business, and that never panned out. So when they were looking for someone to join Miami, someone said, "Oh, what about Stephanie?"
Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so the seating chart goes Stephanie and Alexia, and then and then it goes Lisa, and across it goes Larsa, then it goes Gertie and Julia, then it goes Adriana, Marisol, Kiki's last. I like the seating chart. I think it's very well planned. Props to them for doing it, and I can't wait. It's just crazy to me that Stephanie got first seat, but I mean, she did play a major role. I think she did a really good job at executing what was needed to be done. And then from there, we'll go Bravo News. Ariana has a new role for her NBC show called St. Denis Medical, and she plays Dr. Emerson. And I will be excited. And let me see, I'm trying to look up St. Denis Medical. It is, what is it about? There's a season 1 from last year. The overview. Okay, it looks like a comedy. It is devoted nurses join being promoted to supervising nurses in an emergency department center in Oregon. She works alongside a team of dedicated doctors and nurses who want nothing more to turn the hospital into an international medical destination. So it sounds like it's like a comedy. So this should be fun. Can't wait. I'm going to put it on our calendar. Maybe we add it to the Bravo show. So let's see. We should add this show to Bravo. Next is Todd. We spoke about Todd and him putting out this past week his little 2 cents. He's going to sue Bravo. The truth is going to come out. I think you did this last season too. You said the truth will come out. So let's see, if the truth comes out. We'd really love to know, Todd. I know you're fighting the good fight. During Watch What Happens Live, Andy points that Tamara Judge implants are sitting on his shelf in the back, which I thought was interesting. And I don't know why she would give them to Andy. It would be another interesting story, but thought that was weird. I did see the Real House of Salt Lake City trailer. I thought it's going to get spicy. Because I know at the end of the reunion last year, everybody kind of made up. So I'm excited for this season, September 16th. It's just around the corner. It's a month away. Everybody get your cocktails. I think we should do a live show. I think we should maybe on YouTube do this live premiere show. Maybe. And then let's see. Bravo is reportedly considering Daisy Toy, which is Martha Stewart's longtime makeup artist of 17 years, on The Real Housewives of New York City. So that should be interesting. Although Martha Stewart's own involvement has been ruled out by representatives, so we're not sure if that's true or if it's a rumor. Bravo's favorite, Terry and Heather, they sold their home. I think we already spoke about that. Ooh, Bravo is launching a next-gen spinoff centered on children of celebrities, including, Alabama from Landon Barker. I don't know how I feel about that. While Travis and Kourtney Kardashian are expected to remain minimally involved, the new series continues Bravo hit format of spotlighting next-gen reality TV stars. Gross. No, I don't agree with it. Do not put that woman on the spotlight. And so that concludes episode 29. Thank you everybody for listening. We have been looking at all our viewers. We appreciate you. Bravo. If you have tickets, free tickets, we'd love to still come to BravoCon. Please, please, please. And thank you. And that's it. Thank you everybody for joining. Have a good night. That's a wrap on the episode of Bravo's Moms Unfiltered. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did spilling the tea. Because let's be real, moms need unfiltered moments too.
Make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you love today's chat, leave us a review. It will help other Bravo-loving moms find us.
Yes, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple, what else?
Amazon Music.
Amazon. And then also Instagram.
Yes.
And like us, star us, give us your opinion, please, please, please.
Yes. Until next time, keep the wine chilled, the drama on TV, and the mom life real.
See you next week, Bravo moms.
I'm reckless, offensive, I destroy your defenses. My guest list is priceless, and yes, I run a tight ship. Bentleys and Benzes through cash colored lenses.